Hello. Breathe. Once more. Slowly. Feel the air gently entering and slowly leaving. Everything is okay. You are here now, and that is enough. This is your moment. A space just for you. Without rush, without judgment, without pressure. Just a gentle whisper, guiding you through a light, kind, and surprisingly transformative journey. Today we will explore together a path to care for your financial life with more softness, more awareness, and much less burden. But before we go too far, let's slow down. Close your eyes if you wish. Feel your shoulders releasing tension. Allow yourself a small mental and emotional rest. Imagine a very gentle breeze caressing your face, as if life itself were saying, "Calm down. I've got you." Breathe once more. Feel that now you have time. Time to learn, to understand, to care, and above all, to feel at peace with your choices. Today, our theme is the 50-30-20 rule. But don't worry. You don't need to memorize formulas. You don't need to calculate anything right now. Just listen, feel, and absorb with your heart. This is a journey of softness, of reconnection, and of care for yourself. Your financial life doesn't have to be a battlefield. It can be like a calm river, where every decision flows in harmony with your dreams. And I'll be with you every step of the way. Here, in this moment, all that matters is your presence. You've arrived, and that's already a beautiful start. Let's go together, starting with a deeper breath, inhaling, holding, and exhaling. Again, inhaling, holding, and exhaling. Make yourself comfortable. Settle in. Close your eyes if you wish, or simply observe your surroundings with more softness. You are safe. You are safe to learn, to grow, and to transform, little by little, your relationship with money, with time, with your story. Welcome to the beginning of a new way of looking at your financial life, with respect, with love, with lightness. Let's begin. Now that your body is calmer and your mind begins to slow down, I invite you to follow me, chapter by chapter, with care and so much calm. Imagine for a moment that your financial life is like a garden that for a long time may have been neglected. Some weeds have grown, some flowers have wilted, and perhaps it lacked water, care, presence. But this is the moment when you decide to enter that garden with new eyes. Eyes of care, gentle hands, a present heart, and with the intention to replant, reorganize, and see everything bloom. This is how we begin the journey of financial education, with care, with patience, and with the willingness to look at what's already there, without guilt, without rush, without fear. Have you ever heard of the 50-30-20 rule? It's not a rigid formula nor a mathematical prison. It's, in fact, a gentle compass, a suggestion to help us balance our financial life in a simple, visual, almost intuitive way. Let's imagine that all your monthly income is represented by a lush tree. The fruits of that tree, what it yields every month, are your resources, the money that comes in. And now imagine that you have 3 baskets to distribute those fruits. The first basket is the largest. It takes half of everything, 50%. This is the basket of needs. Here, you place everything essential to your life. Rent, electricity, water, food, transportation, basic health items. These are the foundations. Without them, we cannot live with stability. This basket is like the solid ground you stand on. It supports you. The second basket is a bit smaller, takes 30%. This is the basket of wants. Yes, wants also deserve a place in your life. Here live the coffees out of the blue, the books that inspire, the clothes that make you feel good, that walk that lifts your spirit. It's not about excess. It's about remembering that living is also about dreaming. And finally, the third basket, the most discreet, but perhaps the most powerful. It takes 20%. This is the basket of the future. Here you place long-term dreams, savings, care for tomorrow. It's like planting seeds that, over time, will grow and protect you in tough seasons. This basket is your shelter, your reserve, your quiet security. Percent to live today with dignity, 30% to live with pleasure, 20% to live with peace tomorrow. Do you see the harmony in this cycle? It's not about deprivation, nor about spending thoughtlessly. It's about finding a rhythm, like the waves of the sea, like your own heartbeat. The 50-30-20 rule doesn't demand perfection. It simply proposes awareness. Awareness to look at your expenses and ask, is this a need, a want, or preparation for the future? And that changes everything. Because when you start categorizing with care, you begin to realize you have choices. You have power. And it doesn't matter if today your numbers don't fit exactly into these percentages. The most important thing is that now you have a direction. And every small adjustment made with kindness is already a huge step toward balance. Perhaps you're in a phase where needs consume much more than 50%. And that's okay. The important thing is to notice, to understand that little by little, as life allows, you can rebalance the baskets and you can start small. Very small. Maybe setting aside a coin from today's coffee for the future basket, or choosing a walk in the park instead of an impulsive purchase. Every gesture, no matter how small, is care. It's a way of saying to yourself, I deserve a lighter financial life. The 50-30-20 rule isn't about numbers. It's about choices, about awareness, about turning chaos into order, anxiety into clarity, and fear into serenity. At the start of this journey, you don't need to understand everything, nor do everything at once. Just walk, and you're already walking. Because you're here, listening calmly, reflecting gently, and maybe feeling deep inside that caring for money can indeed be an act of love. A love for yourself, a love for your time, for your dreams, for your story. From here, we'll explore how this rule, this simple idea, can touch your daily life. We'll see how it influences choices, decisions, habits, with lightness, with clarity, and with so much care. Now, breathe again. Feel the beginning of this new phase. You're replanting your garden, and it will bloom. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a small village. There, every villager lives in their cozy little house, and every month they all receive the same kind of basket. This basket contains fruits, bread, firewood, everything they need to live well that month. But over time, some baskets started arriving emptier. Some fruits became more expensive to harvest, firewood grew scarcer, and the bread smaller. Some villagers wondered, why could I save a little before, and now I can barely keep the house warm? Others tried to compensate by taking a bit of their neighbor's firewood or eating faster, fearing scarcity. What they didn't know is that the problem wasn't in the houses, nor in their hands. It was in how the resources were changing in value. This little village represents our daily life, and the feeling that money is disappearing faster may have visited you too. Here begins the real impact of how we handle our resources. Let's return to the 50-30-20 rule. It seems simple, like a light and balanced formula. But when we place this structure in front of the reality of daily life, we realize it invites us to observe more deeply. For example, when you go to the supermarket and notice that a purchase that used to cost $100 now costs $120, or when the electricity bill rises even with the same usage, or when a weekend treat, once a small indulgence, now feels like a burden. All of this directly affects the needs basket, and if it expands, the other two baskets inevitably shrink. It's as if the soil became harder to till, and the space for dreams and future reserves grew smaller. But this isn't a reason to panic. It's a reason to notice. Noticing is the first step to adapting. Perhaps today, 60% of what comes in goes to basic needs, and maybe only 10% can be saved for the future. And that's okay. What matters is that you're looking, you're caring, and that already transforms. In daily life, the 50-30-20 rule helps us see clearly what was once just a feeling, because often we think we're overspending on leisure, when in reality, wants are being suffocated by needs, or we believe we can't save anything, when by noting things down, we realize a small adjustment can make room for a bit of savings. And when I say adjustment, I don't mean brutal cuts. I mean conscious choices, like swapping a delivery meal for a simple home-cooked recipe, like thinking twice before an impulsive purchase, like allowing yourself not to have everything now for peace later. These gentle choices, made one by one, have a huge impact, because money, at its core, is a reflection of our habits. It's like a mirror. If we cultivate calm, it reflects organization. If we live in rush and anxiety, it becomes messy and inconsistent. So, understanding the impact of what we spend goes beyond numbers. It's also about understanding how each choice connects to our emotions. Buying something can be an escape. Saving can be a sign of fear or of self-love. It all depends on the intention. That's why in daily life, the 50-30-20 rule becomes an emotional compass. You can ask yourself, before each expense, is this bringing me peace? Is this something I need, want, or am I just filling a void? And when the answers come, even if timid, they open paths to more balance, more awareness, more presence. In the world out there, there's noise. Ads telling you need more. Comparison saying you're behind. Pressures pushing you toward it, a standard that isn't always yours. But here, in this space of calm, you can remember your journey is yours. Your time is unique. Your progress doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. And every small gesture, every conscious decision is already a victory. In the next chapter, We'll talk about how to create simple, gentle, and effective strategies to put this rule into practice. How to organize the baskets of your life, even if little by little, even if one day at a time. Now, inhale, and let everything you've heard settle within you, with softness, with care. You're doing wonderfully. Imagine yourself now sitting by a calm lake. The breeze gently touches your skin, and you hold a small notebook in your hands. In this notebook, you begin to draw your financial life as a garden. Each part of it represents a sector of your life. The soil is your needs, the flowers are your wants, and the seeds carefully stored are your future. But for this garden to flourish, it needs care, patience, and a gentle strategy. The 50-30-20 rule, when applied with care, can become this cultivation plan. And now, let's talk about how to do this calmly and with respect for your rhythm. The first strategy is to observe. Before any change comes awareness. For 1 week, write down everything you spend. Everything. From a simple breakfast coffee to that small online purchase that seems insignificant. Don't judge, just observe. This simple act of looking already begins to shed light on what was hidden. After observing comes the second step. Classify. Take everything you've noted and divide it into 3 gentle categories. Needs. What you truly need to live. Rent, water, electricity, basic food, transportation, medications. Wants. What brings pleasure, comfort, extra joy. Streaming, dining out, gifts, new clothes, special coffees. Future, what you save with care. A savings account, a piggy bank, an emergency reserve, or for a dream. This organization doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to make sense to you. And little by little, you'll notice something magical. Maybe you're spending more on wants than you thought. Or maybe you're forgetting to set aside something for your future, and that's okay. This discovery is the start of change. The next strategy is to choose a realistic starting point. Maybe right now, 50% of your money isn't enough to cover your needs, and that's okay. The rule isn't a prison. It's a reference, a gentle goal. If today you can manage 60-25-15, that's perfectly fine. The important thing is to take gentle steps toward balance. And now comes the most powerful step, planning with care. Create a moment in the week just for you. Choose a quiet corner, some soft music, and allow yourself to talk to your money like you would care for a child. See how much comes in each month, and separate, even if symbolically in envelopes, the amounts for each part. You can have an envelope for fixed bills, another for moments of pleasure, and a special one, even if with little, for your future self. This act, this simple gesture, creates roots within you. It's like saying, I trust myself. I know how to care for what I have. I respect my time. And over time, you'll see that small changes bear great fruit. Maybe one day you choose to cook at home instead of ordering delivery, and the amount saved goes to your future envelope. Or maybe you realize a streaming service you barely use could give way to a real experience. These exchanges aren't losses, they're conscious choices for something greater. Another precious strategy is financial self-forgiveness. If 1 month you spend more on wants, or can't save anything. Breathe. Remember that caring for money is like caring for a garden. Not every day is sunny, but every care counts. Don't be too hard on yourself. Rigidity exhausts, but consistency transforms. You're creating a new relationship with money, and true relationships are built with presence, with listening, with kindness. If possible, share this journey with someone, a friend, a partner, a family member, exchanging ideas, celebrating progress, venting when it's tough. This creates connection, and connection strengthens. Finally, celebrate every step. Yes, every step. Saving $10 in a jar, that's a victory. Saying no to an impulsive purchase, that's maturity. Making a spreadsheet with love, that's self-care. You don't need to wait for the ideal money to start. You start with what you have, the way you can, and the rest aligns with time. The 50-30-20 rule isn't about limiting. It's about liberating. It's about seeing with clarity what you truly want to nurture. It's about planting choices that bloom into tranquility. Breathe deeply now and feel the weightlifting. You're cultivating a new way to live with money, and that is precious. Breathe and feel the air entering slowly, as if it brought a new energy, an energy of calm, of presence, of clarity. From this moment on, we'll talk about something profound, something beyond numbers, beyond spreadsheets, and beyond paid or unpaid bills. Let's talk about mindset, the way you feel about money, how you perceive it, how it affects you inside, even when it's far from your eyes. Often, financial anxiety doesn't come from money itself, but from everything it represents. Expectations, comparisons, stories of scarcity, unfulfilled promises, guilt that isn't yours. But here, in this moment, just for you, we can open a new space. A space where money isn't a burden, but an energy that can flow with lightness. Imagine now that money is like the water of a stream. When you try to grab it tightly, it slips through your fingers. But when you observe it, understand it, and channel it gently, it flows and nourishes the soil of your life. This is the mindset of financial tranquility. It doesn't come from how much you have in your account, but from how you relate to it. And the first step to cultivating this mindset is to honor your story. Yes, all your choices, all your mistakes, all your victories. They were part of your learning. You did the best you could with what you had, with the tools and emotions available at that moment. And that is enough. Now, you can choose differently. You can look at money with more kindness and say softly, I am not my past. I am a new beginning. Financial mindset is knowing that the value of things isn't just in their price, but in the meaning they hold for you. It's knowing that giving up something today can be a gift for your tomorrow self. It's learning to choose with a calm heart, not to impress, not on impulse, but with intention. Have you ever noticed how sometimes we buy to fill a void, as if something outside us could bring peace? But true abundance comes from within. It comes when you learn to appreciate what you have without stopping dreaming of more. It comes when you celebrate a small achievement with the same joy as a big one. It comes when you learn to say no, not out of restriction, but out of respect for what truly matters. This is the mindset of clarity. Clarity to see what's essential, what nourishes your life, what brings you closer to what you want to live. And with clarity comes lightness, because you stop fighting with money and start dancing with it. Instead of chasing it, you begin to walk side by side, with conscious steps, with gentle intentions, with choices full of meaning. Breathe again and realize you don't need to have everything now. You just need consistency, presence, even if little by little, even if with small amounts. What matters is that your energy has changed, and where your energy goes, the fruits begin to grow. Financial mindset doesn't demand perfection. It invites you to a gentle commitment to yourself, to stop comparing and start embracing, to trade haste for patience, to see money not as an end, but as a means to live better. And that includes sleeping in peace, walking with lightness, and having time for what truly matters. You deserve a life where money isn't a ghost, but a companion on your journey. And that begins here, in this very moment, as you breathe, feel, and decide to transform your relationship with your finances. Because, yes, this transformation begins within your gaze, your silence, your heart, and from now on, every time you think about money, feel overwhelmed, look at a bill or a bank statement, close your eyes, breathe, and remember, you are learning, you are growing, you are at peace. Close your eyes, let the world outside quiet down for a few moments. Here, in this safe place that is your imagination, we'll take a gentle journey, a calm journey, guided only by your breath and the sound of my soft voice. Breathe slowly and feel the air filling your body with calm, as if every cell were being touched by lightness. This is your moment. Now, imagine yourself walking toward a place that seems made just for you, a path of soft earth, surrounded by tall, gentle trees, leaves dancing lightly in the breeze. The sound of the wind is like an ancient whisper that knows all your stories and still welcomes you with tenderness. You walk along this path, light steps, no rush, and soon you see ahead a light wooden gate. It's slightly ajar, inviting you to enter. You crossed through this gate and find a garden, but not just any garden. It's your garden of financial calm. Every detail here was created by your heart. The colors, the scents, the gentle temperature of the air. In the center, there's a very old tree. It has wide branches, full of green leaves, and it radiates deep peace just by looking at it. This tree represents your financial wisdom. It grew over time, with mistakes, with successes, with patience. It knows every choice you've ever made, and yet it stands firm, serene, and full of life. You approach and sit under its shade. The ground is soft, the atmosphere is calm, and time seems to slow down. By your side, there's a small notebook. It's blank. It's your inner financial journal. You open it and begin to write words with your mind, words that represent what you want to cultivate. Security, freedom, tranquility, autonomy, peace. You write slowly, feeling each of these words vibrate within you. Then you write, I allow myself to live a light life with money. I am capable of caring for my finances with kindness. I build with patience the future I desire. These phrases float in the air like petals carried by the wind and dissolve into the landscape, as if the universe itself had received your intention. You breathe deeply and feel that something in you has opened, a new relationship with money, more loving, more conscious, more serene. In this garden, there's no room for guilt, nor for haste, nor for self-criticism. There's only room for acceptance. You stand up and walk slowly through small flower-lined paths. Each flower represents a positive habit you can cultivate. Blue flower symbolizes self-control. You touch it and feel it's possible to say no with kindness. Another flower, lilac, brings the strength of organization. It whispers that every note taken with care is a step in the right direction. And just ahead, you see a crystal clear fountain. It flows from a rounded stone, and the sound of the water falling is like a gentle mantra. You approach, wash your hands in the fountain, and feel that you're leaving behind all financial anxiety, all the confusion, the doubts, the fears. They dissolve like sand in the water, and you feel light. You smile because you understand deeply that you can trust yourself, that you can walk with tranquility, that you can build little by little without punishing yourself, without comparing, just moving forward with lightness. You look at the sky in this garden, and it's clear, blue, serene, infinite, just like your future can be. You start to head back, walk back to the gate, and before leaving, look back and feel gratitude for this safe space within you. It will always be here. You just need to close your eyes and return. Breathe one more time, gently, and bring all this peace with you, because now you know you can live a balanced financial life with clarity, with compassion, with softness. Once upon a time, in a distant, quiet village, there was a small, light wooden house built atop a hill, facing the sunrise. The house was simple, with just 2 rooms and a worn wooden porch. But there was something special about that place. The person who lived there was a serene man, with a soft voice and slow steps, named Elias. Elias was known for cultivating time. Yes, he didn't plant flowers or vegetables. He cultivated time. Every day, at dawn, he would go out with a small toolbox and work on his house with calm, one piece at a time. There was never haste. There was never waste. Every piece of wood, every stone placed, was set with intention, with presence. The neighbors, curious, watched from afar. Elias, why do you take so long to finish this house? Some would ask. And he would smile with bright eyes and reply, because my house grows with the time, not with haste. The years passed, and something curious began to happen. The house, which was small and simple, started to grow larger. It gained wide windows, a gentle staircase leading to the attic, a garden with stone benches, and a kitchen that exuded the smell of cake and tea. But the most incredible thing was that even with so many changes, It kept the same essence, as if every new room had been dreamed before it was built. Nothing was random. Nothing was impulsive. Elias's house grew with coherence, with purpose, and one day, a young man from the village, named Tomas, climbed the hill to talk to the old builder. He wanted to understand the secret. "Elias," said the young man with the shining eyes, "how did you manage to build all this without ever rushing, without ever complaining, and without ever saying something was missing?" And Elias, with his gentle voice, replied, "I learned to divide everything that I have into 3 parts." Tomas furrowed his brow. Curious. "3 parts?" he asked. "Yes," Elias answered. "One part I used to live for the necessary with dignity. Another part I saved with care, as if planting invisible seeds. And the last part I used for my desires, for small pleasures, like a flower that blooms out of nowhere and makes us smile." The young man smiled, because it seemed simple, but at the same time, very powerful. Elias continued, "Many build houses in a single day, but forget that the foundations need time. They forget to listen to the land, to feel the wind, to understand the sun. The secret isn't in building fast, but in building with awareness." Thomas thanked him, walked down the hill, and took with him more than advice. He took a new way of looking at life. He took the idea that finances aren't about money, they're about time, about choices, about rhythm. And that night, he began to draw his own house with a simple pencil and a calmer heart. Since then, it's said that in every generation of the village, someone chooses to build with patience. Someone chooses to grow like Elias's house, one piece at a time, without rushing, without getting lost. Perhaps you too can imagine your life as a house. Maybe it's still at the foundations, or maybe it's at the stage of opening windows. It doesn't matter. The important thing is to remember that every brick counts, every choice matters, and that time is your greatest ally. So breathe deeply and think about this. You're building something beautiful, even if you don't notice it every day. Keep going. The house of your financial tranquility is growing. It's there, within you, waiting only for the next step, with lightness and intention. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders drop gently. Relax your jaw and release any tension from the day. This is a moment just for you. A moment of kindness to your mind, your body, and your relationship with money. The words you're about to hear aren't commands, aren't obligations. They're seeds, gentle seeds, planted with care in a quiet garden within you. You don't need to believe in all of them now. Just listen, breathe, and let them find space within your silence. Let's begin very slowly. I respect the money I have, and I receive with gratitude what is yet to come. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of financial peace. I am worthy of security. Money comes to me with lightness when my actions walk with clarity and purpose. I don't chase money. I create space for it to arrive. With calm, with order, with softness. Money isn't a burden. It's a tool. And I learn every day to use it with wisdom. I'm capable of organizing my financial life, one step at a time. I trust in my rhythm. I honor my story. I release the guilt of the past and embrace the choices I can make in the present. My mind is becoming a friend to money. My mind is creating roots of abundance, of awareness, of balance. I don't need to have a lot to feel good. I need direction, and I am finding that direction with lightness, with serenity. Every cent I receive is welcomed with gratitude. Every amount I spend is guided by intention. I don't live in fear of money. I live with responsibility, with presence. I am capable of caring for what I have and dreaming of more, without anxiety, without guilt, without comparison. The money that comes to me has a purpose, and I am capable of directing it with wisdom. I can change my financial reality with patience, with small choices, with perseverance. I am free to learn. I am free to make mistakes. I am free to grow. Abundance is all around me, and little by little, it also blooms within me. Today I care better for what I have, to create what I desire. I am a being in construction, and my financial tranquility is part of that construction. I am more than my debts. I am more than my fears. I'm more than the numbers I see on the screen. I am an awake mind, an open heart, and hands that learn, one day at a time. With every breath, I open space for financial lightness to enter. I release tensions. I embrace possibilities. I allow myself to dream of a stable future. Peaceful. Mine. No matter where I am now. What matters is that I'm on my way, and the path is mine. I am caring for myself, also through my finances. My money grows when I grow, and I grow when I respect myself, when I embrace myself, when I choose with love. Abundance doesn't shout, it whispers, and I am learning to listen with my heart. I am light, and even in financial shadows, can light the candle of awareness. Nothing is final. Everything can change, including the way I deal with money. I inhale confidence and exhale fear. I inhale hope and exhale worry. I inhale presence and exhale comparison. I am enough. I am possible. I am abundant. And in this very moment, something within me is blooming. Seed of care, a seed of awareness, a seed of quiet prosperity. Breathe. Allow yourself to feel. Repeat if you wish, or simply listen again. Each time you return to this space, these words will become more yours, more natural, more true, because you deserve it. You are learning. You are on the path, and the path is made of gentle steps, like this one. Now, we arrive at a different moment, a moment when words give way to silence, a living silence that breathes with you. It's not the end of the conversation. It's a loving pause, a serene interval for you to hear yourself. From now on, we'll walk through a space of presence, of inner listening, and of reconnection with your breath. Breathe, slowly, very slowly. Feel the air entering and leaving. Nothing needs to happen in this moment. Nothing needs to be understood. Nothing needs to be resolved. Just listen. Listen to your breath. Listen to the sounds around you. And let all of this become part of your experience. Imagine as if time had slowed down, as if the world outside were at rest, and all that remained was you, here, in this space. Feel the air entering through your nose, gently touching your nostrils, moving down to your chest, and expanding. Then, see that air leave, calmly, like a gentle breeze passing through you, taking away the rush, the anxiety, the excess. You don't need to focus too hard. This isn't a task. It's an invisible embrace between body and mind. The sound of your breath is like a gentle wave that comes and goes. Allow yourself to float on that wave. Now, imagine that every sound you hear, no matter how subtle, is a part of you. Maybe you hear the faint rustle of leaves, or maybe you sense the sound of an empty space, a silence filled with presence. All of this is part of your experience now, part of your care, of your moment. You are here, fully here, without judgments, without rush, without doing anything, just being. Imagine that each breath cleans a corner of your mind, a corner that was full of noise, of worries, of mental lists, and now it's gently illuminated. There's no obligation to feel a certain way. Just allow this moment to be as it is. If a thought arises, that's okay. Welcome it. Then return to your breath. This is a space of acceptance, not of control. Now bring your attention to the background sound. Maybe a rhythmic dripping, maybe a whisper of the wind, maybe the sound of your own body. Everything is okay. Everything is present. Everything is calm. Imagine now that the air you breathe in brings tranquility, and the air you breathe out carries away accumulated tensions. The air you breathe in fills you with lightness. The air you breathe out releases what no longer serves you. Little by little, you feel more whole, lighter, more present. Nothing needs to change now. Just feel. You are in a safe space. You are creating this space with your presence, with your listening, with your breath. There's nothing to do. Just be. Just exist. Feel how your body settles more comfortably. Maybe your shoulders relax a bit more. Maybe your fingers loosen. Maybe even your gaze, even with closed eyes, becomes softer. Every cell in your body is listening to the silence, is listening to the pause, is being bathed in calm sounds. In the absence of the world's noise, in the lightness of being with yourself. This is the interval. This is the place where you hear yourself. This is the point where your mind breathes. Continue like this, if you wish, without rushing to leave, without wanting to finish. You can return to this silence whenever you need. It will be waiting for you, like an old friend, always at the door. This is the sound of your restart, of your reconnection, of your peace. Silently, you are caring for your energy, your clarity, and your balance. Feel embraced, feel complete, feel at home. In this moment, you are the sound. You are the silence. You are the pause. And this pause is sacred. Sit comfortably. Relax your shoulders. Breathe deeply. And imagine you're about to talk to someone very special. Someone who has known you forever. This someone is your financial self. It doesn't judge. It doesn't criticize. It observes. It accompanies. And it waits for the right moment to be heard. Today, that moment has arrived. Let's ask questions with care, with listening, with presence. And you don't need to answer with words. Just feel the answers. Observe what arises. Breathe, and let's begin. How do you feel when you think about money? Notice the sensations in your body. Is there any tension, any lightness? What does your body tell you? Maybe money is a neutral topic. Maybe it brings up memories, or even discomfort. It's all okay. It's all here, and it can all be looked at with kindness. What's the first memory you have involving money? Try to recall a significant moment, maybe from childhood, maybe from adolescence. How did you feel? What did you learn in that moment? What stayed with you? Now, look at that memory with today's eyes. You've grown. You have new understandings. You can rewrite that story. What beliefs did you learn about money? Did you hear phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees? Or maybe, the rich don't go to heaven? What impact did these ideas have on how you handle your finances? Do these beliefs still make sense today? Or maybe they're just old voices that can be thanked and let go. What relationship would you like to have with money from now on? Visualize. Imagine what it would be like to live with more financial harmony. It's not just about numbers. It's about feeling, freedom, security, lightness. What would an ordinary day be like? Where you deal with money calmly? How would you feel? What would your decisions be like? Visualize this with clarity. Breathe in this reality. You can cultivate it with every choice, with every thought, with every new conversation with your financial self. What lessons can you take from your past experiences with money? Every story brings a lesson. Even the challenges, even the moments of scarcity, they came to show you something, to strengthen you, to awaken you. What was the hidden gift in those moments? Can you see it now with new eyes, with softer, more compassionate eyes? How can you better care for your money and yourself? Money is also care. It's energy. It's flow. It's choice. You deserve to be okay. You deserve to live with dignity, with security, with freedom. What small steps can you take this week to care more for yourself? Maybe organizing your expenses. Maybe looking at your account without fear. Maybe dreaming a little more, allowing yourself to desire something beautiful. Whatever it is, let it be light and true. Now, thank your financial self. It's been with you forever, in the highs and lows, in the successes and the lessons. Thank it for your ability to grow, to learn, to restart. You are on the path. You're present. And this conversation can continue whenever you want. Close your eyes, breathe one more time, and say softly, I listen to myself. I care for myself. I trust. And with this new perspective, you move forward with more lightness, with more awareness, with more peace. Now, breathe very slowly, feeling the air gently entering through your nostrils and filling your entire body with calm and peace. Imagine that in front of you is a very special notebook. Not an ordinary notebook. It's a notebook of the future, where you can draw, write, and plan your financial life with all the tranquility in the world. In this space, everything is allowed. There's no rush. There's no pressure. There's only room for your financial dream, the way you desire it. Feel the texture of the pages under your fingers. They're light, soft, and ready to welcome your ideas, your desires, and your plans. Now, let's open the first page. See a title written gently. My Financial Future with Love and Calm. Here you can imagine your life 1 year from now, 5 years from now, or any time you wish. Imagine yourself living with tranquility, without constant worries about money. Imagine you have enough to take care of everything you need, and even to treat yourself from time to time with kindness and without guilt. Visualize your home, your environment, your work, your leisure. See every detail with care, as if you were painting with the softest, most comforting colors. Now, write mentally, or imagine you're writing what's important to you. What do you want to achieve? What steps would you like to take to get closer to this future? Don't worry about numbers or complicated terms. Here, everything is simple and loving. The next step is to draw a path, a gentle road that leads from the present to this desired future. Feel each step you'll take on this road. Maybe it's saving a little more. Maybe learning to better control your spending. Maybe setting aside a moment to reflect on your priorities. Each step is taken with calm, with intention, without rush. Now, imagine you have a pencil in your hand. It can write or draw whatever you want. Write words that represent security, freedom, joy, tranquility. Draw small goals, like flowers that bloom slowly, one by one. Each flower represents a small objective you can achieve. As you write and draw, feel how this exercise makes your heart lighter, calmer. If a thought of doubt or fear arises, welcome it with kindness. Say to yourself, it's okay to feel this. I can go at my own pace. Remember that this notebook is your safe space, a refuge where only possibilities, self-love, and care exist. You can return to it whenever you want, to add, change, or simply remind yourself that you're in control of your financial story. Now, slowly, turn the page of your imaginary notebook. A new page is blank, waiting for you. And on this page, you draw your priorities. Not the world's priorities, but yours, from your heart. Think about what brings you peace and comfort. Think about how money can be an ally for those things. Allow yourself to dream with simplicity and confidence. Remember that financial planning isn't a burden, but an act of caring for yourself. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be sincere. And with that thought, you close your notebook, knowing it will always be there to guide you, like a silent, faithful, and patient friend. Breathe deeply one more time. Feel gratitude for caring for your future with kindness. Now, allow yourself to relax even more, knowing that each day you can make small choices that bring you closer to what you desire. With calm and security, you are on the right path. And so, with love and care, you continue building your future. Now that you've walked this tranquil journey, let's take one last deep, gentle breath together, filling your body and mind with serenity. Feel the air entering, light and fresh, filling every corner of your being. And as you exhale, let go of any tension, any worry that might still be there. Reflect with kindness on everything we've explored today. The simplicity of the 50-30-20 rule, like a gentle compass pointing toward balance between needs, wants, and care for your future. Remember that money is just a tool, a means, not an end. A silent ally which you can learn to use with care and wisdom. May the images of your notebook of the future remain alive in your mind, like a garden that blooms in its own time, with calm and patience. May you allow yourself to breathe deeply, relax, and trust in your rhythm. May each step, even if small, bring you closer to the tranquility and financial security you deserve. Now, slowly, let your eyes grow heavy, closing gently as your mind rests in this calm space we created together. Feel the comfort of the night arriving, with its soft, welcoming sounds cradling your rest. If you wish, you can return to this moment whenever you need to hear these words, feel this calm, and remember that you have the power to care for your money with love and kindness. Thank you for being here, for trusting this voice and this moment. May your night be peaceful, your dreams light, and your heart serene. Until next time, take care with kindness.